I remember the third grade. I remember recently moving and transferring from a public school to a Catholic school. In public school, I played mostly with girls. I have long hair, and everyone wears jeans and t-shirts. In the Catholic school, the girls wear skirts, the boys wear pants. I am told I have to cut my hair. I wanted to play foursquare with the girls, but now I am one of them. I am one of the boys. Early on, I am told to get in line after a morning bell, girls in one line, boys in the other. I walk past the girls, feeling this strange, powerful gravity of association. Yet some part of me knows I have to keep walking. As soon as I look towards the other line, though, I feel a feeling of differentiation that confuses me. I don't belong there either. I stop in between them. The nun, I realize, is staring at me, and then she's shouting at me, and I don't know what to do. She grabs me, and then she's yelling at me. I'm not trying to disobey, I'm just trying to fit in. My silence infuriates her, and she starts to hit me, and suddenly, most improbably, if it happened in a movie, you would never believe this, but there's these screeching tires, and my mom suddenly just happened to be driving by. It's like, totally true. She jumps out of her car, she hurls herself at this nun, rips me away from her, rescuing me. She warns her, the nun, never to touch me again. And I have. And I think I'm safe, but then she takes me home and she's trying to understand what happened, but I have no real language to describe it. I just stare at the floor and she keeps asking me over and over what happened, and I begin to feel the same frustration, the same mounting fury that I felt with the nun. She tells me to look at her, but I don't want to, because when I do, I'm unable to understand why she can't see me. In high school, I joined theater department partially because of my older sister, but mostly because of the storeroom high above the stage amongst the catwalks that was filled with costumes. I fell in love with this storeroom as much for its dust-scented privacy where I would sit and read as for the racks of dresses and endless rows of shoes. I remember wearing this beautiful brocaded dress one day with a built-in corset when suddenly I heard the stage manager calling my name. Just before she opened the door, I dove desperately into the shadowed folds beneath the rack dresses, heart pounding like a mouse, listening to her call my name over and over, praying that somehow I might remain invisible. As I grew older, an intense, anxious isolation coupled with constant insomnia began to inculcate an inescapable depression. I have never slept much, but during my sophomore year in high school, when I watched many of my male friends start to develop facial hair, I kept this strange, relentless vigil, staring in the mirror for hours, afraid of what one day I might see. Here, in the absence of words to defend myself, without examples, without models, I began to believe voices in my head, that I was a freak, that I am broken, that there is something wrong with me, that I will never be lovable. After school, I go to the nearby Burger King and I write a suicide note. It ends up being over 4 pages. I'm a little talkative. But it was addressed to my parents, and I really wanted to convince them that it wasn't their fault. It was just that I didn't belong. I cry a lot as I write this note, but the staff at Burger King have seen it all before. And they seem immune. I was very used to traveling home quite late because of the theater. I know the train platform will be empty at night because it always is. I let the B train go by because I know the A train will be next and it doesn't stop. When I see the headlight, I take off my backpack and I put it on the bench. It has the note in front of it. I try not to think of anything but jumping as the train comes. Just as the platform starts to rumble, suddenly I notice someone walking down the ramp. It is a skinny older man wearing overly large 1970s square-style glasses that remind me of the ones my grandma wears. He stares at me the way animals stare at each other. I don't know why he wouldn't look away. All I know is that because he didn't, I am still here.